Do-do-do-do-do. And welcome to Rune Factory 2. Anyway, as I said, welcome to Rune Factory 2 once again. In this episode, I have no idea what we're going to do, and I'm not entirely certain what I want to talk about. I have a few ideas, of course. Also, there we go. Oh, that's right, we wanted a whole bunch of 4-leaf clover seeds. Cool. Also, I really had to sneeze. Do you want to brush some aminals? That'd be nice. But for now, we can find Yuna. If we can find Yuna, then we can figure out... Because it is Wednesday, so we can find out if we can actually buy the stuff we're supposed to be able to buy from her on Wednesday. And if not, then I really have no idea what the hey I'm supposed to do. And I might have to just give up on levelizers entirely. Unfortunate, but I mean, if that is the case, then that is the case, right? No! Run away. Run away. Run away. Run away. Perfection. What is going there? It's not grass, right? It has to be something else. You! What are you saying? I have a full set of tools already. Okay, where is this full set of tools? So you're saying I've already had this stuff, but it ultimately doesn't really matter that I've already had it, because I still don't yet have the 4-leaf clovers. So she says I already have the full set of tools. Wherever the full set of tools is... Do-do-do-do. I have like these tools. What do I have down here? Gosh, storage space is so absolutely tiny. Is it at the school? I'd imagine that if it was in here, it'd be in this room, right? So in that case, is it at the school? A little bit of extra water. Are the tools here? Oh, here they are! Corresponding to the size of egg, cheese, is milk, yogurt, milk, seed from the crop, and thread from wool. Hope it works with fleas. Alright. So 9 in the yogurt. 9 in the cheese. And 9 egg in the mail. I guess I'll put in some extra fleece. Alright, so now all I need are these stacks of 4-leaf clovers. Okay, so it's all in here. I was expecting it to be in the barn. So, how many people have been shouting at me for the last, I don't know, 10 to 15 episodes, telling me, you already have the stuff, you're looking in the wrong place? Because turns out I already had the stuff and I was looking in the wrong place. What's been going on new? Nothing really. Playing Minecraft with Azura off and on again. That's been fun. I don't know why I always sound so sarcastic. It's been nice. It's been whatever. Last night / today, I started looking at spell books, getting magic done. Also doing a lot of enchanting of books. So I want to make properly enchanted gear and whatnot. And you can enchant a lot of things in this mod pack. Got myself some diamond claws and... Because, like, you can make, like, these baubles to put on your character in, like, extra slots that don't take up armor slots or inventory spaces. But all of these baubles, or at least practically all of these baubles, whether you make them or you find them, the first time you equip them, it gives you a little, like, buff. So it's like, oh, plus 1% attack damage, or plus 1% attack speed, or, like, plus 2%, like, movement speed, or whatever. You know, little boosts like that. So I was able to get... So, last night I worked on crafting some extra ones. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9, 30. Cool. So last night I was able to get... just find some relics that I wanted to have that I could keep remaking over and over again. Until I had, oh, you know, as it is. Enough. Yeah. Because one of the buffs that they can give is +1 armor. Another buff is +1.5 armor, which is strictly better, but also much more rare to get, so, like, whatever. So I kept making baubles over and over and over again until I got ones that gave either, you know, +1 or +1.5 armor. Got these, like, diamond claws that basically act as, like, about an iron tool for anything. Unfortunately, it turns out, while you can enchant them with, like, efficiency, and I think it seems to work faster, you cannot enhance it with Silk Touch. I also put Mending on them, because turns out they use durability. So I only need, like, 30 4-leaf clover seeds.
Morning.
I'm fine.
Welcome, friend. Welcome, friend.
I mean, get into business and stuff. That's so Rune Factory 4, isn't it? Rune Factory 4 and allowing you to just not have to leave the buy screen. Like, you could just buy an entire inventory's worth of product at once. Oh my gosh. I didn't appreciate it as much as I should have. Wait a second, what's the... How long does this take to grow? It takes 60 days? Okay, in that case, I literally can't do this. In that case, I literally can't. I was thinking it would take like 14 days, maybe? Something like that. I didn't realize it would take, you know, it would take 2 seasons. Oh, these don't go on the shelf? Do they go in the refrigerator? Plant seeds go in the refrigerator. Cool. And like, strictly speaking, I could try planting pineapple seeds. I believe if I go back to the island, I don't think that there is anywhere else that I could plant. No, there were 2 spots. There were 2 plant spots that I cleared out in the last episode, ready to go. Alright, perfect. So anyway, yeah. So, while playing, was it Roguelike Adventures and Dragons 2 or something? Roguelike Adventures and Dungeons 2, I think it was. Very nice server to play on. It's been alright. People have been really nice. So yeah. While playing, you can find like random loot and stuff. That's where most of the baubles come from. It's just random loot chests that are randomized per player, so even if one person has already looted it, everyone else can still come up and still loot it for themselves and still get like a whole chest's worth, asterisk, because sometimes the chests just don't contain much at all, whatever, but everyone can still get their own gear. Wait a second. Fine. I'm just... yeah, whatever. I'll get the materials and stuff, you know, eventually, maybe. Just, like, eventually, baby. It'll happen in due time. So yeah, while we were out adventuring at one point, I found like a magic book, a spell book that essentially shoots you up in the air and gives you feather falling for like a minute. But also, we found the elytras, which, you know, you can glide and fly and stuff. But feather falling while using an elytra is not a very good combination, because part of using an elytra properly involves flying down to build up speed, then leveling out. So of course that didn't go too well. Uh, so I decided, I was like, hey, you know what? If we can make these spells, I want to try making one that just leaps me up in the air. So, hence, last night I started looking up spell books and getting started with that with that mod in the mod pack. And then, boom! I learned how to make a magic spell book, and let's see, how do I put this? It isn't quite as I thought that it would be. Can you calm down? Like as if it was like a magic scroll or something. Instead, you make the book and you add glyphs to it. And every time I say that word, I keep thinking I'm going to pronounce it really wrong and say something very insulting. So I found that the best, like, Elytra flight spell isn't... Cause like, okay, so... Yeah. Isn't self-leap? It's more like self-push. So you have to have your target first, so self as the target. And then push. So to push yourself forward, like about 6 or so blocks, depending on where you're looking. Because that, strictly speaking, when using the Elytra, gives you a speed boost. So instead of having a nice, you know, go really far up and then try to glide your way down, it's push yourself forward. Start gliding, aim a bit up, push yourself forward, get a speed boost, and keep going with that. If you need to go up, just aim up and push yourself a bit again. Instead of jumping up like 20 blocks and then gliding from there. And also, no feather fall. Although there is one glyph that is like lay on hands, where essentially if there is a target in front of you, you cast the spell on the target in front of you, but if there is no target in front of you, you cast it on yourself. So I have something like that for healing, so I can either heal myself or heal Azura. If she needs healing, just walk up to her, just... It uses up a lot of mana, and I don't know how much it actually heals, because I haven't been in combat yet. Or not big enough combat to actually need that yet. Oh yeah, and the Elytra doesn't even have to use up an armor slot. It can work as a bauble. Yeah, instead of putting it on your chestplate slot, you can put in your bauble back slot. Which, there are 2 other important items that could go there. One is a backpack that can also be in the chest slot, but you can also just have it in your inventory and it works all the same anyway. So that's no big deal. And the other is like a traveler's pack, whatever. It reduces your movement speed by 20%, but gives you like 3 extra bauble slots. Like, you can have an extra belt, and I forget what the other 2 are. Which would be very useful if you have a lot of baubles that give you armor. Put that on. Have a, you know, traveler's pack that gives you extra armor. Give yourself 2 belts that both give you armor and also extra talisman slots, and have a bunch of talismans that give you armor. Like, my armor is so high, I've, like, filled up, like, the little row. And I started coloring it in, and I filled up that row, so I'm... So I think I have over 40 armor. Which sounds like fun, but... I can still die. To whatever enemies. Yeah, plus in addition to armor and baubles and a whole bunch of extra enchantments that are available, and enchanting the armor and the baubles, you can also get trinkets, which can't be enchanted, and you can't randomize them hoping for extra armor, but as you play through, you can just randomly get trinkets sometimes. I'm still not sure what causes them to happen, but once you unlock them, they're permanent. Like, you cannot lose them, supposedly, because I did lose one, and I have no idea what the heck happened to make me lose it, so I need to look into that as well. What am I doing in-game here? I'm doing basically nothing. I just have to, like, wait until the one thing is, like, fully grown. I guess go back to the school and see if I can get the stuff for... It's like, yeah, sprinkle the stuff on your crops to advance, like, the speed by 1 day. It's like, that's not much. Oh, wait. Easy enough. It's not even like noon in game. I'm already like done with the day. Like, yeah, I have nothing more to worry about. Do 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 do. Okay, that was good. Controller really likes to disconnect, but computer, not just controller level. The computer really likes to disconnect, but it really likes to connect the controller. Yeah, I don't really get it. No, whatever. What else is there to talk about? Not a whole lot. No, not really. Do 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 do. You know what? What if I instead just get a whole ton of like grass seeds up here? 30 extra grass seeds. You know what? Like, screw it, right?
Howdy, kiddo. Welcome, friend. Welcome, friend.
How about I just buy the 27 and I have 4 slots on the field that just aren't grass? I'm sorry. I am practically out of money. That's actually kind of ridiculous.
Welcome, friend.
Alright, alright. Let's buy a little something. Just a little something, though. I have about 200 monies left. Yeah, just, you know, make 4 round offs, sell them to the store specifically. For all that time of making round offs and selling them. To be fair, buying 30 extra... Alright, also I can go over here. And you'll just give me enough stuff so I can afford all of the grass seeds that I want. That too. Right, so yeah. When it comes to enchantments, apparently there's an item that you can make. I've been trying to find a item that, like, makes it so you can just set whatever enchantment you want to set. Getting experience isn't an issue. Getting books is really not an issue. Getting, lapis is also not an issue. There's a mining dimension, you can just go there, and there's just so many ores all over the place, including plenty of lapis, and of course a lot of ores give experience when you mine them. And I have an efficiency 3, like, corundum or whatever pickaxe, better than diamond. As well as all of this protection stuff for the few mobs that are in the mining dimension, and permanent night vision. So yeah, I'm good. However, the issue is that they keep trying to give random enchantments. That's a bit annoying when I want, you know, something more specific. If I want a lot of mending books, it's not helpful that they give me, you know, swipe 1. What's swipe 1? It makes the sword's arc of attack bigger. Slightly. Hey, thanks for this lunch. I'm going to sell it to you so I can buy more grass. I feel like I should once again farm round offs. Just cause, oh gosh, money is very low right now. Maybe I should, maybe after planting all of these, I should go and just try to spend some time. You know, just spend a little bit of time, just make a couple stacks of round offs, you know? I know that we've spent a couple of episodes doing that already. The last couple of episodes doing that already, but we can spend a few more episodes on this. It's not a big deal. Yeah, as you know, this is not the worst in the world. I mean, at the very least, get enough to use up all of those extra medical herbs that we have sitting around. I mean, right? Like, why not? You know what? Leave it like this. Yeah, how many blue and purple grasses can I buy? None. because the doctors are now officially out and I can no longer buy supplies. Oh well. I mean, like, so it goes, right? So yeah, after I finish recording this video, I'm probably going to go right back to the Minecraft and working on enchantments and all of that sheer nonsense. You know, as I do. And speaking of sheer nonsense, let's get some more hammers. Hammer levels. So what else has been going on? No, nothing really, nothing. Things have been bland, things have been boring, still haven't really done VR. Maybe I should go do that instead of immediately going and doing some Minecraft. I mean, Azur's been busy, still trying to find people to play Lethal Company with. Fortunately, one of the gaming servers I'm on, people actually do play Lethal Company, so I saw myself up for that role, so if someone else tries to ping it, I'll be notified. Because it could be fun just to play Lethal Company. It would also be nice to get some videos out of it, but even just playing the game flat out without recording would still be fun, supposedly. And of course, I could always just play single player, even though the game really seems to be designed for playing with people. It could absolutely be played single player, like, probably, I don't know. Yeah, I think I've seen videos of people playing it single player. Yeah, I've seen lots of videos of people playing it, so a lot of the surprise stuff wouldn't really be so surprising. Seeing, I don't know. Oh yeah, also Hazbin Hotel is finally actually airing. It's only been like, what, 6 years since the trailer first came out? When I was first introduced to the trailer, it was already old by then. Like, someone shared it with me, and like, it had already been out for like a year or two by the time I saw it, and that was forever ago. And it's like, now it's finally airing, and of course I don't have Amazon Prime, but I was able to watch the first episode on YouTube because it had been aired on there by, was it the Amazon Prime channel or by the, I think it was by the, on the channel of the people who made the show. Because I was looking to see if there was another episode of Hazbin Hotel. And then instead I found, sorry, looking to see if there was another episode of Hell of a Boss, Jaleva Boss as I like to call it, because that sounds funny. And then it's like, oh yeah, how about Hazbin Hotel? I'm like, what? And sure, there are a few differences, there are definitely differences between it. There is, Jaleva Boss, we have gone an establishment with the characters and seen them. It has been Hotel, we don't really get that, you know, long-running establishment. Azure wasn't really interested in it. I'm interested in watching more, of course, but you have to remember when you're watching, like, episode 1 of something that's supposed to be a multi-season show, the characters aren't going to get all of their character development done in episode 1. Like, imagine if someone who watched, like, The Owl House saw, like, the first episode that Amity was in, and then said, nope, I'm saying this is terrible character. I don't want to watch a show with this terrible character in it. Surely this character never gets better in any way, shape, or form ever. This is terrible character, and that's all it's ever going to be. Because character development is a thing that happens in shows. More than it happens in real life, at least. And I'm using the hammer, that's why. It wasn't there. Alright. Yeah, it's all just wait for these couple plans to go, whatever. It's like episode 1 of a show, the characters have already established themselves in lore, but not in the eyes of the viewers. So it's like, oftentimes when I watch a show that has like more than 4 main characters that are all introduced like episode 1, it takes me a while. Usually takes me a few episodes to actually tell them apart. Watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic for the first time, I wasn't really properly even able to tell the main 6 apart until I think like episode 3 or 4. I am not kidding. I am that dense. The magic, like, multicolored ponies, unicorns and pegasuses, and like, some of them are obvious. Okay, Rainbow Dash is the rainbow one. Okay, sure. Twilight. I mean, like, Twilight, Rarity. If you know, show someone who's never seen the show before, you know, Season 1, Twilight, Season 1, Rarity, tell them that Rarity is Twilight, they'll be all like, okay. Rarity. Also, these are magic talking ponies. They're all kind of a rarity. If you really think about it, they're all a rarity. Applejack. Okay, orangish one. Well, there's an orangish one and a yellowish one. One of them is like Applejack, but also orange and yellow aren't really apple colors. They're more of like, you know, red or green. There's a pink one. That could kind of be an apple. That looks more like an apple than that orange pony. I do find it interesting that the game actually like has you go to a separate path if you do play like different gender. I'd imagine that it would be a lot easier in game programming to say like if player enter this area, error message. So then even when the player does something that would in universe allow them to go to that area, since that error message code would still be in there, that would still wind up applying. I don't have any games flat out that I can say that I've done that, but still. It's like, okay. Fluttershy. I mean, you'd imagine that that would be obvious. But there are 2 ponies that can fly. Also, Fluttershy doesn't really tend to fly in episode 1. Barely at all. So she's not really one to flutter. It's like, okay, well, who's this fluttering one? And then, of course, Pinkie Pie should be obvious, but I'm already thinking that she's the Applejack one. It's like, here's like, you know, 6 ponies and 6 names, and it's like, connect the ponies to the names. And yet now, sure, it's obvious to me which one is which. Absolutely. But the first time I watched the episodes, watching them on my own, by the way, without someone to be all like, oh my gosh, that's Applejack! Like, I'm pretty sure actually in episode 1, Fluttershy doesn't even properly get introduced unless you know, like, she's very, very quiet. Unless you're listening super closely, you don't know what that pony's name is. She doesn't even have a name. She's meh. That's not a name. That's barely even syllables. Right, Cinnamon? Cinnamon is here, wondering what I'm doing talking about ponies again. Now. Actually, you know, I kind of want to watch episode 1, and it's like, from, you know, a blind perspective, but yeah, without the perspective of others, how well do the characters wind up getting introduced? Because in Applejack's section, you're introduced to like 40 ponies at once. And it's like, okay, that's a lot to keep track of, and names get lost in the mix. Does Rainbow Dash introduce herself? Does Pinkie Pie properly introduce herself? A lot of the characters I don't think properly introduced themselves, and that kind of led to the confusion. Yeah, it's only like 3:40, but I think already done for this in-game day. I don't want to go through a whole other day with all of this stuff. Oh shoot, right. I never actually brushed the animals. So let's go and brushy brush brush. Simon, did you just startle yourself? Hi. So yeah, episode 1 of a show really has to do a lot of heavy lifting. And oftentimes, episode 1 of a show can't even have a proper plot because it's too busy, you know, trying to introduce you to all of the characters of the show. Wait. Alright, hold on. Yeah, all the chickens are at 10s. The cows are at 10s. Sheep 6. And then 9 and on. Sheep 6, and then the last group of sheep. Alright, so that's why I'm not usually so quick to judge a show based off of, oh, well, the first episode was a little bit dull. It's like, yeah, do you have any idea how much has to be introduced in that first episode? How many concepts have to be explained? Do you have any idea what it's like making an episode 1 of a show? There's a lot you have to do. Especially if you're trying to work towards like a premise of, hey, the impossible has just happened and now the main characters have to try to fix it. Because then you have to try to explain, okay, X is a thing that could never ever possibly happen ever. Oh, except that it has happened, and now we have to fix this thing that never happens except for right now. And it's like, the show begins now because now is when the thing happens. But also, you don't trust me when I say that this never happens, because I'm also trying to explain to you that it just happened. So it's like, how do I make you believe that it never happens when it is happening? So you could go with something that would never happen in our world, try to establish, the show's world as being similar enough to ours, where one would think that that would never happen, and then have the thing happen. I think I've seen a few shows like that, where they try to show like some, modern day world, whatever, and then it turns out, main character gets kidnapped by like the mafia or something, and then that's what's going on, or whatever, or, main character finds out that the dad is actually an assassin. Or heck, main character comes face to face with someone who's trying to assassinate them. Um, yeah, I have a lot of ideas. I just don't write enough. I should really try writing more, because writing can be fun. Writing can be fun, but I also find it kind of boring to just write just for the sake of myself, because I already know what the story is going to be, so there's no point in me writing for myself, so I don't want to write for someone else, but I don't have anyone to write for. I think it would be awesome to be like a stay-at-home wife, and then, like, you know, clean up the place, whatever, make some meals here and there, and then just, you know, while the wife's out at work, just write a little story, read, you know, she can read it or read it to her while she's like relaxing, whatever, and then get some pointers. And it's like, hey, motivation for writing and all that. I think that could be cute. Actually, I had a dream a couple nights ago where I had bought a house. Well, not bought, I think it was rent to own, but only $550 a month or something, or like I got a mortgage. So like $550 a month for a house is really cheap, especially if I'm going to be actually owning it someday. Heck, just renting a house for $550 a month is darn cheap. That should have clued me into that it was a dream, more than the weird layout of the house and like stuff like the sink is 5 degrees off center. That really irked me. Anyway, I have a cat on my hand, so I'm gonna go pet the cat now.